I told you last week that after Joe Biden's absolutely brutal speech about the January 6th riots on the 1-year anniversary, going right after Donald Trump for his role in inciting those riots, Trump was so triggered. Trump put out 4 consecutive statements, bizarre grammar, random capitalization, each statement basically just a repetition of the previous. Really, really strange stuff. Well, after that, Donald Trump was interviewed by OAN. OAN is the even more radical right-wing network to Newsmax, which is already a more radical right-wing version of Fox News, which is crazy. So imagine where Newsmax is. Newsmax went down to Florida. It's relevant that this took place in Florida, and you'll see why in a moment. And Donald Trump just can't even string together a single coherent argument. I mean, this is arguably the easiest interview in history. The interviewer was getting autographs from Trump, either before or after the interview. She was pictured. This is like a fan of Trump's just letting him do whatever he wants. And it's still humiliating. And Trump is still saying any second now states are going to be turned over to him. He's talking about the 2020 election. I know you're saying it's David, sir, it's 2022. Trump is talking about flipping states in the 2020 election.
We ran a third world election. Yeah. And things are coming out over the next couple of days, maybe even today.
We're always days away from the blockbuster.
In one case, I hear a very big story is coming out today on the cheating. And numerous states are going to be turned. I don't know what they're going to do, but it's going to show that they were won by me. It's already shown.
Right.
If you look at Arizona, if you look at the findings in Arizona.
Is it sad at this point, guys, that it's still the same talking points?
That's over.
Right.
We won it. And I'm going to go out there next week. We're making a speech. But if you look at those findings, we won the state.
So Trump did not win Arizona. Now, then Trump goes back to talking about the size of his pathetic crowd. He again is talking about crowd size. I know it's 2022.
Everything was going beautifully. And then the election got rigged and stolen from the American people. And by the way, that's the reason they went in massive numbers. They don't cover the numbers of people. They always show the Capitol with a very small, just a tiny percentage of the people that were there. Right. They never show helicopter pictures of that incredible crowd because it was the largest crowd I've ever spoken before.
I believe he's talking about the January 6th crowd.
Never had a crowd. I've never seen a crowd that big.
He's never even read. Oh, right. He doesn't read. So, okay.
It was massive.
It was the real number. I won't say.
Imagine the interview. It was massive. It was massive.
Because it'll be a headline. Oh, he exaggerated the number. The real number was over that sacred number. Okay, yeah. You know what that number was, right?
I do.
And
sacred.
I don't even talk about that.
He's kind of talking about it right now. Then Trump very strangely started saying the media is censoring pictures of how big the crowd was. I mean, this is a very sick individual.
But why do we have such a dishonest press? That's the question. And why don't they show the real crowd?
Right.
That was there on January 6th, the crowd of people that was the biggest I've ever seen. Right. I haven't seen any picture. You can hardly get a picture. We're trying to find pictures. They have censored the pictures. Right. They don't want to show that crowd.
It's all been completely. You can't go to Google Images and type in Trump January 6th. Oh, you can. Oh, you get thousands of results. Oh, sorry. Yeah. The pictures are censored. Now, one nice moment. Is when Trump continues to go after Mitch McConnell and Mike Pence for the election loss. This is really great news because it shows us the continued divide within the party, which is what the left has. The left is doing so poorly at putting together a good strategy for 22. We have to hope that their own division will hurt them. Trump going right after McConnell and Pence here. Take a look.
What do you think? What does the American public need to do in order to not just feel secure, but actually secure our elections?
Well, we have to get better people than Mitch McConnell, who immediately gave up. And, Mike Pence it was sad because when you have more votes than you have voters, you could send that back to the legislatures, right? Send it back. Hey, excuse me, we have more votes than voters. Would you check it out? And by that time, they would have done something because, as you know, they were starting to get angry around that time. They said, wait a minute, we've been scammed.
There were protesters.
So that was disappointing with Mike, and Mitch McConnell shouldn't have accepted it.
Isn't that the best? It is not common that a president so consistently criticizes his own vice president and said, Mike failed us. It was really disappointing. Mike Pence couldn't have done anything, and Mike Pence was right. He knew it. Then the topic came up of what actually happened on January 6th. And Trump talked about all of the love that day. Take a look at this. This is wild.
And it was cold that day. People were very cold and weren't
There
trying
was
to
love that day. There was so much love out there during the speech. But a tiny percentage, and they started walking to the Capitol in many cases before I even spoke.
Right. It couldn't. It was their idea. It wasn't even anything Trump did.
You know, that was well known.
Yeah.
But they should show helicopter shots
Right.
of the crowd, not taken 6 hours before, like they did with my inauguration. You know, where they
He's still talking about the crowd size in 2017, guys.
show the inauguration hours before.
Right.
And they talk about, oh, not that many
Right.
people. Because I tell you what, it went down to the Washington Monument, and they know it. Just like they showed the empty basketball arena. And they
Basketball. The guy is still talking about the crowd size. Now, the interview is completely unhinged. What we're expecting at the rally in Arizona on Saturday is probably more of this. This is a very, very sick man. But one of the really funny things is when Trump was president, the FAA wouldn't allow planes to fly over Mar-a-Lago. You know, Mar-a-Lago down in Florida there, it's near so many different airports and the flight paths. That's not happening anymore. And multiple times, I just love this. Multiple times during the interview, you hear planes right overhead, and you can see and hear in Trump's voice that he gets annoyed by it. It is constant now. Check this out.
But people respected us, and
Right.
they weren't going to mess around. You know, when you're weak, you end up in wars. And we were respected. So 1 year ago, we were respected like probably never before.
1 year ago, we were respected. Now he can't even get the planes to stop flying over Mar-a-Lago. It happens again later in the interview. And again, it just sort of seems to slightly distract Trump. You know his ego is very bruised that now planes are making noise over his house all day.
You do, and what OAN does is so important. And you have a much bigger audience than people understand.
Thank you.
But you cover it better than anybody. And we're talking about elections that are broken, rigged.
And you've been saying this. You were saying this.
All right, so you guys get it. Just another one of these insane interviews. And do not be confused. This will continue. Trump will continue meddling in, or you meddle, depending on your perspective, meddling or being involved in Republican politics until the Republican Party doesn't allow him anymore, or until his health goes bad and he's not able to anymore. But he seems as determined as ever to be involved. So a humiliating OAN interview. There's going to be more of this coming. Make sure you're following us on Instagram at David Pakman Show. One of our sponsors is Self-Decode. Self-Decode is a genetic testing and analysis platform that gives you tools to gain insights about your health based on your DNA. This is a new technology. We're still learning so much about what of substantive value can we get from these types of results. But by using artificial intelligence and machine learning, you can get personalized insights based on your specific DNA, as well as getting lab test analysis and recommendations. Really a lot of interesting ways to get information about yourself through the Self-Decode platform. They never sell your information. They never give away your information to anybody. Self-Decode sent me a DNA kit to get my saliva. I did the test, sent it back, and in just a few weeks, I had my results. I found, for example, that genetically, I'm not at big risk for kidney stones, not at big risk for asthma. Unfortunately, I'm at slightly increased risk of headaches, which is true. And the recommendations you get are really simple and logical things relating to sleep, relaxation, etc. Very, very interesting. And this is a technology that's going to develop and mature significantly over the next 5 to 10 years. Self-Decode is giving my audience 25% off when you click the link below and use the coupon code PAKMAN.